So we just got home from Paris. We had a wonderful vacation there, and I wanted to talk about how we got to go up to the top of the Eiffel Tower because as we were planning our trip, and then while we were on our trip, I learned that it's kind of an elusive thing. It's difficult to get tickets to go up to the summit of the Eiffel Tower, and I jumped into the planning phase early enough to figure it out. But you have to be on top of it if you want to get your tickets. Um, or you have to pay a lot of money. I think that's also an option if you want to pay a lot of money. But anyway, um, I had to try 3 or 4 times before I was able to get tickets. But it's one of those things where you have to know exactly what day you are going to try to go up to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and you need to log on to the reservation system at midnight in Paris that day. And if you do that, that's what I did. The third time I tried, I was like, okay, I really have to plan this. Midnight in Paris on the day the tickets get released is 4 weeks before you go. And it has to be like 28 days before you want to go up to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and it has to be at midnight. I mean, I waited until like, I don't know, a few hours later and tried to get tickets. They were all sold out for the entire month, like already. So just know that if you plan it exactly as you're getting ready for your trip, 28 days before you want to go to the top of the Eiffel Tower, log into the reservation system at midnight in Paris. So whatever time zone you're in, figure out what time it is in Paris and find out when midnight is. That's when they'll have a few tickets available. And after I made my reservation to go up to the top of the summit, I mean, there were only probably 4 time slots available by the time I got logged into the system at midnight in Paris. I mean, there were not very many options, but I was able to book 3 tickets to go to the summit, and we were able to experience that. And it was incredible. And I loved doing it at the end of our trip because we knew all of the landmarks. We had been to all of these different places, and we were able to see them from the top of this iconic place. It was amazing. Be sure to plan lots of time to be on the Eiffel Tower. There's a lot of fun stuff to do up at the top and on the first and second floor. They've got restaurant and shopping and like plenty of things to kind of explore. There's a little bit of history and a glass floor that you can look down, and just there's a lot to do. I would give yourself like 2 hours or so, or maybe 3 hours. I mean, you can be there as long as you want, but it's a pretty cool thing to be up there. And did you know that like the creator of the Eiffel Tower had an apartment at the top? And he would invite really famous, important people to come and stay there and like host them. Like Thomas Edison came to the top of the Eiffel Tower and had a nice visit with Gustav Eiffel. It's so cool. Um, Really particular reservation system. So just know the process and be sure that you get on there a month ahead of time at midnight, and hopefully you'll be able to get your tickets to the summit. It's a little easier to get up to the second floor, and if that's all you get, that is amazing. Like, it is really cool and totally worth it, and it's not disappointing at all. Like, it's really high. You get to see the whole city from the second floor. Like, that is, if you are not able to get summit tickets, totally a great experience too. We ended up doing both because the first time I tried to get tickets, I was like, oh my gosh, we can't go to the summit. Oh, well, I guess we'll do the second floor. And then I tried harder the next time. If you don't have that option, you don't have that many days, and you're not able to do that, do get tickets for the second floor. It's amazing. The other thing to know is that once every hour at after dark, the Eiffel Tower sparkles. Like they make the lights shimmer and blink, and that's something cool to plan into your visit, is to make sure that you get to see that either while you're on the tower or while you're looking at the tower visiting, some other monument. Like the Arc de Triomphe has a fantastic view of the Eiffel Tower if you climb up to the top of the Arc de Triomphe, which is also something you need to reserve tickets for in advance. The lines there are really long, and then you may not even get a chance to get a ticket if you're waiting in line. So, but from the top of the Arc de Triomphe, you can see the Eiffel Tower sparkling at the beginning of every hour when it's dark. Well, They probably don't do it at like 3 in the morning. But anyway, super cool Parisian thing. It's like glittery and very tourist pleasing. Anyway, so yeah, that's how we got to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and I highly recommend it. It's not that expensive. You just have to be on top of how to make your reservation. So, hope you enjoy your trip.